Say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh. Say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me, say me, won't you say me, say me, ooh, say me.
What's up? What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
hey, hey.
Y'all, listen. We apologize for the lateness of this live. It had to come in at this time because there's a lot going on. I was ripping and running, and I apologize for the lateness. But since I drove to Orlando to pick up some things, me and Randolph, me and Minister Carter just decided we just want to make it like this. It was crazy. This delay is crazy. You know, I have no idea what is going on with this live stream. This is crazy. Hello? Let's see what happens. All right. So, let's see something. I guess so. we ain't gonna be able to hear ourselves, but that's that word. Let me make sure that we can turn your phone up, see if you can hear me talking. Um, all right, yeah, it's good. It's good. We'll do it like this. That we can turn your phone up, see if you can hear me. All right, we'll do it like this. All right, so it's a delay. We're gonna work through it. We're gonna work through it. We're gonna work through it. All right, so the issue I want to first start off with one of the first and most important things. The first thing that was addressed, because I want all the mothers to understand that there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. You all are getting information saying that Dennis has won. He has not, y'all. I don't know who is telling y'all this stuff, and I don't know how y'all getting this information mixed up. That is not the case. This is still an ongoing thing. So the first thing, and understand that I got my information from a very reliable source. Minister Carter was on site in court during the time. So hear what we have to say and understand exactly what went down. Now, yesterday, and I want y'all to understand this to make it very clear. I'm going to tell you this. Dennis Hutchins does not like you. He does not love you. He does not care a thing about you. Carter, Elder Earl Carter, is a non-factor. He don't even matter in this. He just out there running his mouth, talking junk, trying to hype stuff up. He the itty bitty hype man, but he is really a non-factor in all of this. So all of that stuff that they doing, showing themselves together as a partnership and friends, yeah, it's wrong, but it's an illusion and it's delusional. All of those things. So one of the first things that the judge asked of Dennis yesterday to his attorney, Odessa, Odessi, Odessa, whatever the name is, join him. He asked her, "What is your injunctive relief?" And I'm going to tell y'all exactly what she said. And this is verbatim. Dennis wants Derek Hutchins and everyone who attends church under Derek Hutchins to get out. That's what he wants. He wants us out of the property. He doesn't want us having church there. They are mad because we have space to be able to have church every Sunday in the month. Every Sunday in the month. And they 5 or 10 members only have church twice a month. That's on them. That is on them. But his one of the main requests that he have, his injunction relief request, was to have us completely removed. That means all of you mothers that attend this church that have, excuse me, been a part of this ministry before Dennis was even thought of in the state of Florida, before he was even thought of to be even in the city of Orlando, before you even knew that there was a Dennis Hutchins. He wants you out of the church that you came up in, that you raised your children in, that your grandchildren went to, and some of you, your great grandchildren. All of us, he wants out of the church. I have said it, and I'm not taking this back. He is evil incarnate. He is evil. He is a low down, nasty, dirty, black dog.
You know, what's really other markets is one of the things that attorney that's a joint keep mentioning that it was frustrating. I wish I could say what I want to say, but I can't say what I want to say.
We respect y'all too much.
She kept saying that Dennis Hutchins is the owner
Y'all,
of New Life.
the owner.
The owner, as if this is some type of, as if it's just about real estate. Man, that really aggravated my nerves.
That
man.
he owns this property,
He
y'all, this
owns-
building.
He owns the
That's
building.
what she said
That's what
out
she
of her
said.
mouth. She said he owns the property. They don't deserve to be on this property. They don't. We want them gone. We want them out.
And the judge had to keep on reiterating. First of all, the church is not the building,
It's
it's the
the
people.
people.
And the thing about it is, Bishop Derek W. Hutchins, along with founding members, set the church up in such a way
Y'all hear this now?
that guess what? The church does not belong to one individual. It belongs to the people as a whole. The thing about it is, it wasn't quote unquote a Hutchins church. He set it up that way.
Yes.
He set it up that way. This is not a Hutchins thing. It's not a Hutchins church. This is New Life,
New life.
and that's the one thing that they fail to realize. You know,
Before Dennis was here,
hmm
New Life was.
New Life was here.
So how does he think that he can come in out after he has ruined two churches?
Mhm.
Now let's talk about that.
Oh man,
You destroy, and that means that there is nothing left.
Mhm.
There's nothing left. Only thing that's left in the church in Chattanooga. Do you remember the name of that church?
Word
The only thing that's left of Word Center are memories and maybe some filings that there was a church that even existed.
Mhm.
Maybe some photographs, maybe
Mhm.
some videos. We don't know. There is nothing left after he took over, stole the money,
Mhm.
almost 400K, y'all. Then he went to South Carolina. What was the name of that church?
Family Worship Center.
Family Worship Center. Destroyed that church. Then you come here to Orlando and you work under Bishop Hutchins, but you really don't work
Mhm.
because you're hardly ever available, hardly ever around.
Mhm.
And then you say that all of this, that these people have worked so hard for all of these years, that it belongs to Dennis.
To Dennis,
He claiming ownership. And not only did he do it, but that thieving behind Tandy Thomas too. With her stealing tail. She's a thief, y'all. She's a thief.
you know, it's sad. You know, you think you've been here for some. I've been here for some time. I haven't been here daily amount of years that many of the members
Right.
been here. All the giving,
Talk
all
about
the
it.
all the type,
Yes.
all of these
The sweat equity,
it's
the
exactly.
blood equity,
Exactly.
the
And
tears.
for them to say that the only relief that they're seeking is that Derek Hutchins and his people
Everybody.
to be gone, to be banned from coming to New Life, on this property, 3311. This place that we have worked so hard, as you know,
Yeah,
at some point the ministry did go through a lot of
it did.
transitions
It did.
of people considered to be nomadic, a
Right.
nomadic period,
Right.
you
Right.
know, where there was technically not a home. And just us as members believing in the leadership and the vision of Bishop Derek W. Hutchins, man, there's those who follow him, like I said, from Malone Memorial to different locations, you know, school for 10 South Hiawassee,
Right.
Oak,
Right. Give them the
Oak
history,
Ridge
bro.
Road,
Yes, sir.
10 South Hiawassee, to the high school, to Clark Road,
Yes.
you know, to finally be
Finally
here
here.
at 3311. You know, man, that took commitment. That took I mean, and just to say that because we don't agree with your leadership.
Which is a zero anyway. Don't have any leadership skills to speak of. Let's so aside from that, that he has no leadership skills to speak of at all.
Mm-mm.
No idea how to run or grow even a church or ministry. Let's now talk about some of the other things that came about because as you all know, we are he all right. First of all, let me go all the way back because it was put out there. Again, I have to keep coming back to this because it was put out there that we sued Dennis. No, we did not. No, we did not.
They're the plaintiffs.
We are the plaintiffs. Now,
They are the plaintiffs. We're the
we're
defendants.
the defendants. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Mhm.
One important thing that I do want to mention, and I want to say this because I heard, through the reporting, because someone was taking very good notes from me. Decia, whatever her name is, Joyner made the comment that excuse me, that we are instituting We're trying to use the bylaws from 1999.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, these bylaws, these bylaws, these bylaws, do you see that word there? It says file. It
Mhm.
says filed right there, okay? It says filed. And not only were they filed, but they were filed in 1999. Can you see that?
July 20th, 1999 at 3 p.m.
With the state of Tallahassee, there have not been any other bylaws filed
Mhm.
other than these. Now,
Mhm.
what she tried to say is that what we did when we instituted a meeting that was called by board members, and
Mhm.
it was,
Mhm.
it was called by board members. Now, some of them may be ashamed to say it now because they're trying to hide.
Yep.
But I know 2 or 3 of them that are not hiding and are not ashamed to say that they did it.
Mhm.
And then if it were 4 or 5, all it took was 3, and we had 3 good ones
Mhm.
that called the meeting. Now, what goes on in a meeting may not be on the agenda, but if it comes up, then it will be addressed.
Mhm.
And what was addressed was the fact that Dennis Hutchins, let's not forget that Dennis Hutchins dictated a letter to Tangela Thomas.
Mhm.
That's what we are understanding. And that letter turned out to be a fake. And the judge threw that letter out. That letter has no standing,
Mhm.
no standing. It is a dud
You know,
because the liar dictated it and the other liar wrote it. Go
the
ahead.
funny thing is they're trying to say because I was sitting there and that's what she kept saying, and her along with her big mother, they don't have any standings to ask for this. They don't have any standings to ask for that. We are the people of the church.
We have all the
We
standing. We
have
have
all the
all the
standings.
legs.
And that's what, like I said, it goes back to what the judge kept saying. Listen, the church belongs to the
The
people.
people, not one individual person. First of all, his name ain't even on no deed, no
Come on.
mortgage deed. And let's get to that. I'm sorry.
You good.
The mortgage hasn't even been paid.
In a year.
So while he up there, nobody paid no bills. You haven't paid the mortgage.
Hmm.
When you had when Bishop died, there was enough money in the bank to run this church for at least a year and a half,
Sir, probably two.
probably 2 years. You're
Probably 2 years.
absolutely right. Because it had to be set aside in order so that when the insurance policy finally kicked in, because something like that normally takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
It normally takes a while. It takes up to, you know, it normally takes up to maybe 6 months to a year before you get a final payout on the. And we're not talking about the life insurance policy. We're talking about the key man policy, which is used to pay off the church
Mm-hmm.
and the building.
Mm-hmm.
What Bishop left us in the bank is enough, was enough until Dennis squandered it all to last this church.
You know, and that's funny. It's funny. It's funny because the one thing, going back to the standings, one of the things that just adjoining was saying that we don't have any standings because what we was requesting was an accounting
Y'all hear that?
from these basically go
December.
to look over December from December 5th up to let's say June whatever June 15th whatever it was, and they keep saying we don't have any standings to ask for such a request. They don't want you to know how the money was spent, what happened with the money. But the funniest thing about it is another thing that the judge kept saying. Another thing that the judge kept saying. He said, "Look, all said and done, we need to set, uh, we need to put in place a case management
Case
order."
management order. That would
Case,
be perfect.
mhm. He didn't want that,
No,
and the judge kept saying, "Well, why don't y'all want a case management conference?" Because first things first, even after the election on February the 3rd, there's still business that have to
that's right.
be handled
That's right.
afterwards.
That's right.
And a forensic audit is one of those things.
That's right. Listen to this, y'all. That's important. Now, this right here, a server came to my door, right? While I was at work. I'm work because I work from home, right? Department of Defense. I work from home. I got a knock on the door and I got served this. Okay. This was served to me. And as you can see up on the top, it says New Life Ministries of Orlando, Inc., right? That is Dennis presenting himself as if he is New Life of Orlando, Inc. How did that come about? Well, it came about after we met. After we met, and we in the meeting, we elected new board members. I was one of the newly elected board members, and there were a few other gentlemen and that are not here, and women that are not here at this time, but we were elected. Okay, now what we did in the order of business is we discussed the fact that Dennis covertly, undercover, lied and everything to make himself the pastor and also to take over the bank accounts. And this was done within days of Bishop's passing.
You know, it's funny that you said that because that was another one of those things that Yessa Jonah kept bringing up. As of December the 8th, Pastor Dennis Keeper was elected pastor. No,
That's crazy. I'm laughing because it's insane. If I don't laugh, I'm gonna throw something.
Bro, Bishop died on the 5th.
On the 5th of December.
Why was it even your desire? I'm saying that for anybody, technically, why would it even be your desire? Put the bishop in the ground first.
And then let's mourn
And
for some
let's
time.
mourn, and then we can start kind of thinking about, the business and all things first. Funeral arrangements, that type of thing. So that's first order of business.
Right.
That's first order of business. Outside of that, on the 3 days later, you already holding a meeting to name yourself as the pastor.
That was covert, and that was purposely done behind our backs, so that during this time of grief and disillusionment that was going on, they would have an opportunity to do it, and they counted on us remaining silent for the whole time.
Exactly. Like as if this would have never be uncovered.
Yep.
And the thing about it, I'm a firm believer of this. All you got to do is give things time. Give things time, and that's what Jonah was trying to say. He was elected on December 8th, not Derek Hutchins. He's not the president. He wasn't a board member. He wasn't a part of New Life. All this craziness. But the main thing was this. I'll call it a backroom meeting. This backroom.
That's what it was.
This backroom meeting was designed in such a way that it canceled and it killed the voice of the members.
Keep talking.
It killed the voice of the members. And that's the same thing that they're trying to say right now. They're trying to say that right now. And that's her argument. That we are not New Life. By us hosting this special election, we don't have the power to do so. We are not New Life.
So we are New Life, and the judge understands that we are New Life. He even understands that the people that are following the devil, I mean Dennis, are New Life too. But here's what the bylaws say. Bylaws of the corporation may be made, altered, or rescinded by the members of the corporation at any regular meeting with a majority of the membership present and 2/3 vote of the members present. Bylaws shall not be in conflict with or repugnant to the other charter, constitution, that's the Constitution of the United States, laws and doctrines of the New Life Ministries of Orlando, Inc. How in the devil does she think that we are not members? But it's not that she's thinking it, it's that there ain't no members of the church. Bro, we just as much members as you were. You made yourself you put yourself in that position. We didn't do it. You did. You didn't.
And it's crazy. It's just, man, it's just, man, it was just,
and it still stands. So no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter what they think, this order, these bylaws are current and they still stand.
And the first thing she tried to say is, we didn't follow the process. Well, we overlook our part of the process, whatever. She talked about the board members and so forth and so forth. But the fact still stands. The majority, the majority voted,
What it voted.
the- even after the quote
I'm about
unquote,
to just thought it was gonna get
even after the so-called insurrection on June the 15th or whatever date they said, June 18th,
banned.
June 18th. The fact of the matter is there were still people that's on this side now
Mm-hmm.
who
Right
was
now.
who was still actually following Dennis
And left.
and left after some time.
Yep.
So what is that to say? That their voice don't matter either?
Right. He doesn't want anybody who was with him. And listen, it has dwindled down to nothing.
Nothing.
It has dwindled down to absolutely nothing. So they're holding on, they're fighting for their lives. And just like Minister Carter said, there were people that were going there. And I think that one of the main reasons that the people were staying there was that they wanted to believe that
Mhm.
he was right. They
Mhm.
wanted
Right.
to
Yeah.
believe. But as all of the information started unfolding, and one of his biggest sticking your foot in your mouth and in your backside, when he partnered up with Earl Carter,
Mhm.
that sent a big clear message. Now, if
Mhm.
people don't think if they didn't think that he wasn't for the church
Mhm.
when he did that, they knew he wasn't for the church.
Mhm. That's right.
They knew. Now let's talk about that. I want to say something because I know for one thing I do know, and I know she won't ever say it. She won't ever say it.
Mm.
And that's Mother Ruthie Warren. She won't
Oh,
ever say it. But y'all gotta know how dastard and downright doggish Tangela Thomas has been to Mother Ruthie. Would you want anyone to treat your mother the way that that lady has treated and has talked to? Mother Ruthie won't ever say it. She won't ever say it.
mhm.
But I've heard allegedly from people that were in the room when she said it. Now, if you want to know, you might want to ask her to see what she'll say, but she'll keep quiet about it. But that big old thing will talk to that woman the way she did. She was a dirt bag, she trash bag
Mhm.
for doing that. I wouldn't talk to nobody's mother,
Mhm.
no one's mother. And so they had an issue because it was too much. Now, what they tried to do, y'all, listen to what they tried to do. What they tried to do was bring Mother Ruthie Warren up on contempt charges. Didn't work.
Did not work.
Didn't work. Ain't gonna work.
Mhm.
It ain't gonna work.
The judge said, "Listen, because Ferguson was saying, file a motion for sanction
Mother Ruthie.
against Mother Ruthie Warren. She needs to be penalized. She needs to be held accountable. There's the quote unquote amount of money. When they're not looking at this so-called small fraction of money compared to, as we know, 200
Plus thousand.
plus.
And that's what we know.
That's the part that's the
That's what
numbers
we
that we know.
know. That's the numbers that we know. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, Minister Carter. Let me tell you why. Because Dennis said in his church meeting that they don't know how much money we're getting and we're not contributing to the bill, but we
Mhm.
want to take over the church. Well, sir, it has been said and it has been proven that you are taking the money that come from the lease fees and you are paying the attorneys.
Right.
You're putting the money also in your pocket and you're also using that money to pay salary. And you want the money that we are holding
Mhm.
so that you can use that money to pay light bill and water bill. It don't work like that. You've been spending this money all this time. How did no you and you haven't been paying the mortgage. So you lied when you said the mortgage needs to be paid. If you said that out your mouth, you lied because you haven't been paying the mortgage.
What's funny even with that, the judge mentioned something about that. He said, look, he said, at the beginning of this case, I told y'all that we're gonna need a receiver. That's gonna cost some money because we see what's going to hire an attorney.
Attorney.
Why don't y'all want a third party to be responsible for the money?
Say that again. Why what now?
Why don't you want a third party to come in to be responsible for the money?
Because if a third party comes in and is responsible for the money, they're going to make sure that the money goes where it's supposed to go. And it's not going into Dennis' pocket. It's not going into Tangela's pocket. It's not going into Massey's pocket and nobody else. And none of those attorneys either. Because how would you take the money that belongs to the church to sue the church? Come on now. I'm not playing no more games with that black nickel. I ain't playing no more games with him. I'm tired because we have been. It has been what I read that lady said. That means that he is behind that. What I read that Odessa McMillan, Odessa, whatever her name is, Joyner, what she said. Those are the thought processes of a demonic Dennis Hutchins.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It is crazy. And you
I ain't holding back no more.
You had several men saying, "What? Now, of course, it's not a problem. We never had a problem from the people. Even our attorneys explained it. We never had a problem with putting all our monies in one place. But the problem is, once we deposit money, the next day, it's gone.
It gone. Tangela will go to the bank and whatever money we put in the bank, Tangela go right in the next day and it's gone. And we don't know where it went.
We don't know where it went.
Don't know where it went.
And there's no benefit. There's no benefit to this side, and that's what our argument. First of all, there's no benefit to us putting money in the same account when they're gonna use the same money, quote unquote, because that's what people saying that I represent New Life Ministries of Orlando Inc. Whatever. And the thing is, so I remember one of our attorneys. She said, "Well, first things first. Well, we're gonna need an itemized list." As to how the funds ought to be dispersed as far as the bills. And this is just the necessities of the lights, the water,
the internet access for the schools,
the insurance, things like that. But you should not be paid as an attorney.
That's right.
Out of the church money to sue
the same people. That's right. So y'all get that. So in essence, all of that even goes against our 501c3, which puts us again in jeopardy. And tell me how smart. Now, Odessa, Joyner, Herb McMillan, those other attorneys, they don't care because their money is going to them. They don't care if the 501c3 gets shut down. They have been paid. Still getting paid.
And that's another reason why the judge kept asking them, why don't y'all want case management? Why don't y'all want case management?
Because they know they won't get paid.
And the thing is,
right.
We need deadlines. We need deadlines on everything because guess what? This we can't just keep going.
No.
We have to close this out at some point.
It's time out for that.
We can't keep on, you keep on filing all these motions and filing all these motions, filing all these motions. One of the craziest thing, I don't know if this is on the topic, but
anything on the topic, bro, this conversation.
One of the craziest things was they filed a motion just as of December the 19th to disqualify one of our attorneys from the case.
Now, why do you think that because I want you to explain this to the people because they need to know this. Tell the people why you believe that they are trying to disqualify our attorney.
The thing about it is, me and you had this discussion before. The thing is to so we don't have anyone to defend us. If we don't have nobody to defend us, guess what? If he's off the case, that's going to require us to come up with more money.
That's right.
To hire a totally different attorney that could cost a whole lot more money just defending.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And so they're trying to play this money game. That's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to play this money game. Wow. Let's let their money going to run out. Their money is going to run out. We know we good because guess what? We're paying out of the tenant money and whoever else is sending money to, to support them. And that's what it's all about. Let's get rid of Mike. Because guess what? Okay, yeah, because he represents New Life and others. And
right.
So let's Let's get them off the stage.
Odysseus is saying that Odysseus Joyner is saying that she is our attorney. You ain't our attorney. Get that wig put on right. You are not our attorney.
It's crazy, man.
Not our attorney.
And the thing is, just going back to this money thing, man, it's just, oh gosh. I just think, just like the statements made, we want to lead the church, we want to take over the church, and we're not giving anything. And make sure that the bills are paid to the church. First of all, what real money are y'all technically deposited? If the truth be told,
Where's it coming from?
The thing about it, let's erase the tenants. Let's erase the tenant money. How much tithe is coming in? How much offering is coming in over there? You think that's going to be enough to run the day-to-day of the church?
It's not, because from what I heard, allegedly, their tithe is like $70 a month. You mean to tell me that you got people over there that I know, make decent wages, and their tithe is that's like the money, $70 a month in tithe. That's like somebody that's on Social Security.
Come on.
On a fixed income, a teenager that's working at a fast food restaurant or a clothing store.
I'm sure they're getting more than that.
And they getting more than that.
And
so you talking about a whole church? All y'all got tithe to report is $70 in tithe. Did you give tithe, Dennis?
Come on.
That means you didn't even give tithe, and you taking money off the pot every week.
Come on, it's crazy. And it goes back to the same thing. I think that was the most foolish remark that I heard. I want to run the church, but y'all ain't giving in. Y'all have control of the tenant money. That's what that you didn't work for. That's not nothing that you put in place. This really came from the innovative leadership of Bishop Derek W. Hutton Sr.
That's right.
That's why there's rentals and all this different stuff.
And for the record, I'm going to say this, that Mother Ruthie Warren did get the money out of the bank account. She did it in an effort to keep them from taking it, because everything we put in, they would take. Elder Van Johnson said to them, okay, you all paid y'all salaries with the last tithe and offering that we put in. On this next go round, we pay our tithe, our salaries and whatever, and our things, what we need to pay for whatever, for what's going on, our responsibilities. And Tangela Thomas talking about, well, I don't know about it. What you mean you don't know about that? What do you mean you don't know about it? You just want to take our money and you're not gonna let us know, ma'am? So from that point, we already knew they were going in. We will put the money in. Tangela will go and get the money out immediately. Even when it came down to sharing costs for funeral services, they take that money too. So we're not just talking about the rentals for the schools or the other churches. We're talking about funeral services that are held at this church. They get that money too. They get everything. And so for him to sit up there and say that the bills are not being paid, why? What are you doing with the money?
Exactly. We don't have control over it.
Y'all got control. The judge said with the IAB, remember, the order was that the monies are collected in front of the 4 representatives. He did not, and I heard about she got upset, or Dia got upset, or heard one of the two of them. I don't know. They were upset because Mother Ruthie Warren is not the representative on the IAB any longer. It is Vanjie.
Oh yeah, and that's what they objected to. They try to object to it. We don't want Vanjie. We don't want Vangela. That's Ruthie's Warren's daughter.
So what?
We don't.
Right.
And our attorney said, well, first of all, there's nothing in the judge's order that says that a certain person, they don't name not one person.
It could be anybody.
Anybody could be an IAB.
Anybody.
It's not a certain person, but they don't want that because for whatever reason. And the thing about it is, even with something like that, you have this attorney, you talking like you really technically know what's going on. We don't want Vanjie. This is not the
This ain't your turn. It's insane. It is insane, ladies and gentlemen. I have to laugh at some point to keep because of the insanity of this whole thing. You would think that someone who went to school for all those years to become an attorney and a lawyer would have a little bit more sense or something about themselves, but evidently it's not there. One thing that Minister Carter pointed out is they keep saying we.
Mhm.
We. We gotta. All right. That's because Dennis does not want anybody from this fact to be a part of the church anyway. So he's
Mhm.
claiming ownership to the house. The
Mhm.
house belongs to the church.
That's the churches.
Claiming ownership to the cars. The cars belong to the church. And I keep saying that to us because that needs to be brought down to the table. Now, let me read this comment from Sister Vanessa Harrison Williams, our sister. How are you going to tell our members that work hard for their earned finances that you are going to do whatever you want to with their finances and they need to sit back and be quiet?
It's
Are you
crazy.
serious?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Are
And
you
then
serious?
you wanna the thing is you wanna use the money to fight us.
To fight us. To fight us. That's right, Dr. Vanessa. How you gonna tell us what to do with the money that what's going on, Tion?
Yes,
How
sir.
you gonna tell us what to do with the money that comes in that we give?
But let me tell you something. That's where he call it a financial uh, accounting. He wants a
That's the
sign.
judge.
That's the judge.
Listen to this, y'all.
He wants this forensic audit.
Boom. Y'all, there it is.
But you ain't gonna be able to take the money and do what you want to do no more.
Now that forensic audit is going to tell a story.
Mhm.
That forensic audit is
Mhm.
going to tell the story. See, what should have happened in Chattanooga was a forensic audit.
Mhm.
That should have happened in Chattanooga. But people, you know what? We are not that same generation.
Right.
We're not that same talking because this generation of people is mixed up with a whole lot of smart people, from the boomers to the Joneses to the X's to the millennials, and then the babies that's coming up behind us.
Right.
It ain't no dummies in this pot. And people have thank God for holy boldness to stand up in the face of a tyrannous, a tyrannical leader who thinks that he can come in and do what he wants to do, how he wants to do. You lied, you stole, you cheated, and the most dastardly diabolical thing that you did when you lied in court said, Bishop Sheehan installed me in front of 3,000
Wow, come
people.
on. That's crazy.
And then the man puts out a letter.
Exactly.
The bishop puts out a letter 2 or 3 weeks later, prior to put out a letter when that time you tried to get your homeboy to come through here, and we shut that down. And I ain't gonna call his name because y'all can still go on the internet and see what happened during that service. I'm trying to be respectful, but that was a fiasco of their own doing. When we went into the church on was it July the 18th or was
June.
it
June. It was
June the
Father's Day.
18th?
Yes.
On Father's Day, when we walked into the church, we didn't walk in causing a scene.
Sure did.
We did not.
Sure did.
We got the videos to prove it. The scene was caused by Dennis. He started the whole thing. The whole thing. It's on
That's what I was about to say.
YouTube
It's
and
archived.
Facebook.
It's
It's
archived.
archived.
All you got to do is go and watch and see what actually happened in the service.
And what he did, now see what he did, he tried to cut the cameras off. He
Exactly.
tried to cut the cameras off. Now, what he did was he stood up. He knew that we had voted, y'all.
He
He
already
knew that
knew.
we had voted. Matter of fact, let me see if I still got
You know what's funny?
while you
Why you
talking, let
finding
me
that?
look for that.
That's one of the things that Attorney John was saying. They voted on June the 15th, and they came in on June the 18th, which was Father's Day, and it was their endeavor to fire me,
For fire up.
to fire Pastor Dennis as pastor, to disregard congregation that was following him. Like, what kind of craziness? When did she become the church's attorney?
She became his attorney. She
Yeah,
wasn't never
that's what I'm trying to
ours.
figure out. So if all this took place between June 15th, June 18th, we didn't have our first what case until what, August or something like that.
Hmm.
So how was it our endeavor to walk into the service and fire you?
And you were nowhere. Nobody even knew who you were.
Come on, craziness,
Nobody even
man.
knew who you were. I got video of them at that first hearing that we had because we didn't have Judge Jordan at the first hearing. There was another judge that was hearing, and she was in there talking. I'm trying to. I had that voicemail. I'm gonna find that voicemail where that blast that went out where Tangela was talking about don't go to the meeting.
Mm,
And then she lied in court, said that she didn't know that there was a meeting. But and I'm gonna play it,
mhm.
right? Excuse me.
And even Pastor Dennis
And then
on that Tuesday night.
don't call that man no pastor.
He,
I'm sorry,
he,
I can't take it.
even Pastor Dennis on that Tuesday. He he said, "Oh, I heard there's supposed to be some type of meeting, something like that, but it was not. There won't be no meeting, no vote taking, or no meeting taking place here."
And it was. We met, and he even said
And
he
then say that they didn't know
and they
anything
just said,
about it.
and Tangela sitting in the Zoom. Tangela sitting in the Zoom typing.
Mm,
This is not a thing like Pastor Dennis. Nobody care about that. We met, we called, the letters were sent out, certified mail.
mhm.
They pretended she lied in court and said she didn't get the letter.
They
She lied.
remember they tried to say because at the time Abraham was gone, they was trying to say that it was all locked up in the safe PO box or whatever that had the key, and Abraham was the only one who had a
They lied.
key. And by the time they did see the mail, his was the only one that was open on his desk. And
Listen, if you go into that office, if you go into that front office, let me tell you what that mail is. And this is no lie. That mail is sitting on the front desk, on the
counter.
counter, spread out. They know what that they got. And if Abraham is not here,
Mhm.
who gets the mail to know what bills to pay?
Then
Because Abraham don't leave for no week or 2 weeks. When he goes to Africa, he's gone for a few months at a time. You
mhm.
don't just go to Africa for no week.
Mhm.
Who goes to Africa for a week?
Come on, man.
He goes to take care of his mother. He
Mhm.
goes to see about his business. He
Mhm.
goes to take care of different family members. He's gone for a
Mhm.
while. It's not no 2, 3. It's not no 1 week, no 2 weeks. He's gone for a couple of months.
Mhm.
So somebody has to get the mail, i.e., Tangela lying behind Thomas. Tangela lying to him and will swear before the Lord in court. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you, God? I do. And then a lie spilled right off your lips. Now, it know it was easy because it was just as easy for her to look me in the face and lie when she handed me that letter.
And she was
And she was the one who wrote it.
mhm.
And then, and I didn't even, I let you read it.
Mhm.
I hadn't even read
You
the
didn't even
letter.
see it. You just you gave me the envelope.
I just wanted to make sure my check was in there.
Yeah, you said look at this. You said what is that saying? I said, bro, they're trying to excommunicate.
And I was like,
Mhm.
but when I got home,
That's when you
I
read it.
read it and I called Randall. I called Mr. Carter. I was like, bro, he said, I know. I said, "Bro, I wasn't paying no attention to that. My mind was kind of like in a different place. When she, let me tell you how she did it. This is how she did it, y'all. Watch this. You take the letter. Hey, Elder, you look nice today. That's how she gave me the letter. And she knew what was in it. And I was thinking to myself, man, this is mighty thick letter to be
They were trying to
a
say that
check.
after consideration, the board
The
has agreed.
board,
And
more lies.
several of the board members said, "Hey, I ain't know nothing
I
about
talked to
nothing."
I talked to those board members personally. They said no. Two of them said I would never do that. I would never vote for somebody to be out of the church.
Mhm.
Never do that. So was it Robbie Pressy? I know Tangela. She probably well, yeah, you go because it was did. I know Abraham didn't do it.
Exactly.
I know that for a fact. I know the two people that I talked to. They said no. At least they looked me in my face and said no. And I believe them over Dennis. I believe them over Tangela.
See, the thing about it is they do a lot of things and they don't look for you to do any research and discovery. any follow ups. Let me see what's really going on here. Let's did y'all vote me out to be asking me? No, I don't know. It wasn't expecting for you to do that
Right.
because you're thinking that you're going to be like the average dumb sheep.
To just leave and walk
Just
away.
leave, walk away.
Yep.
And you know what? With even saying that, it's funny that we talked about this. I kind of think that that's really the angle of Pastor Dennis. I continue to call him that. I,
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel I,
not. You
I
go
feel
right
like
ahead.
I feel like that's his ulterior motive in this whole thing now. For the people to get weary, people to walk away, because quote unquote, he's the owner of New Life. He's the owner of New Life. They're gonna walk away. They're gonna get tired of fighting. They're
Let
gonna
me,
get tired of
let me tell y'all why I could never call him. I could never call him pastor because a pastor would not, a real pastor would not do the things that this man has done. That's not what the Bible says. He told Peter, he said, Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. And it also says he will give you pastors after his own heart. That man does not walk after the heart of God. That is not the heart of God. So I can be as professional with you as I possibly can by calling you Mister. And that's as far as I'm going to get. You have laid down, you have laid down what was given. You have deserted the title. You absolutely deserted the title. And I know some pastors who have not been so great, but I have met one in you that is the most horrible that I've ever met. And I'm sure there are some that are worse than you, but y'all will be exposed. Now, let me say, somebody put in here, I think it was LaShawn, the attorney said that Dennis Faction wants to line their pockets with money that we put in the account. We that's not true. That's not true. If we had charge of the finances, I guarantee you
well,
that
no,
ministry would
no.
be in
Well, no.
action in
What
here.
no, I think what she's trying to say is our attorneys were saying that they are trying to line their pockets
Oh, yeah, I got it. I read it. I see now
because
the attorney said that the dentist faction
yeah,
wants to line their pockets with money that we put
and
absolutely.
the reason being is because I really didn't even look at it like this, but attorney Mike did bring out a good
He's
point.
a smart man.
He said if you really look at it, yeah, those who are all staff members are board members.
They getting paid. And they board members. They
They,
own staff and they board members. With the exception of one, I believe he throwing a few dollars at Chapman, I think,
who knows?
to pick up garbage and stuff down.
Who knows? But that was a valuable point. Even if you look at what the IAB board is, those are staff members.
They are.
Dennis, he's a quote unquote staff member.
Yep. You mean Massey?
I'm saying Dennis, he's a quote unquote staff member.
He's not IAB.
Not IAB, but I'm saying
Board.
he's
Got
board.
you.
He's
Got
a
you. Board.
staff. He's
Got you.
a
Yeah,
staff.
he is. He is.
So it's crazy.
You know, all right. So the judge has ordered a forensic audit.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was something that Dennis them wanted to avoid like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want that to happen. But the judge has ordered when if you want to find criminal activity, what do you do?
The money
Follow the money trail.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see criminal activity, that's all you have to do. The money is going to tell you exactly where the criminal activity is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's going to show you. So the money when he said that he was going to have first he didn't say it first. He had Tangela say it.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to have a financial accountant show everybody. They were going to have a meeting, and they're going to show you the accounts, and they're going to show you the records of where everything has gone. Now, you really don't need no financial account for that if you're keeping a ledger on an Excel spreadsheet to say where all this money is going. Because if you got QuickBooks, all you got to do is print it out.
And it's crazy because by the time he got up, the one thing he said we had attorneys and we had accountants look at our books, and he said we are right on track, and we are. They have never seen a portfolio like ours, especially at 3 months after the leader being gone. And here it is, based upon what we know, it was a month,
Bank.
30 days,
Yo,
and you got an account that went from hundreds of thousands of dollars.
to less than 10,000.
But you're right on schedule.
Mhm.
You're right on. You know what I'm saying?
And saying that account that doesn't even go into the amount of money that is separate. That money that was in that account is separate from the money that was coming in through the online giving,
Hmm.
which was in January
It was.
63, $64,000. It was 70.
It was.
Okay, see, six
No, I
figures,
think I think that was the account, if I'm not mistaken, that had 100 plus.
$100,000 in. And then the online giving, January, February,
It was.
still. And that had nothing to do with the money that was already sat in the account. So I'm trying to, if they do a forensic audit, nothing was done. Nothing was done. And I kept telling people from the beginning, I'm saying he's like a kid in a candy store. Kid in a candy store. You give somebody that has no financial prowess, no sense of financial or fiscal responsibility. No, no, none at all. There's a saying that says a fool and his money are soon parted within a matter of a month, and then you gonna get it before the team, before the people, and a lot of them will say that the attorney, this accountant says that we are in such great standing. Well, what happened?
We were supposed to show. We were supposed to have a meeting.
That meeting was canceled,
It never happened.
and you called me
Mm-hmm.
on my way to church.
You're around, Mark.
I said, "Why?"
The meeting ain't happened.
I said, "You got to be kidding me!"
Mhm.
And I was pulling off of the toll road when he called me. I had just pulled in the Ocoee, just got off the toll road into Ocoee, coming
Yeah,
to church. He said, "Man, you might as well turn around."
yeah, because he got up on that Sunday and he said some things, whatever. He said, "So if y'all stop this for a meeting, there ain't gonna be no meeting."
Slap in our faces.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "You know what? He has no intention. He has no
You kept
intention of
saying it.
coming clean.
You
No
kept saying
intention of coming clean and telling the truth." And it blows my mind that the people see, it's funny because he always have just like maybe a handful of people that come to court whenever he's short. So y'all don't hear what actually goes on. When I know when one of those people that was coming, when she heard the amount, I saw her eyes got big as 50-cent pieces. When she heard how much money was missing, she went real quick.
mm-hmm.
And that was on his side.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen her since.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen her since.
And let me tell you, that's why, like I said, the judge, they kept objecting to. Listen, it's gonna happen. The election is gonna take place on February 3rd, 2024, and there still have to be a case because it's all it's going it gotta happen. You can't avoid that. As of December 5th to June 15th, you got to show some transparency and some accountability
Got
to
to,
how this money was spent. Where is the money?
gotta show it. Gotta show it.
And that's the thing. And I was just sitting there in the courtroom because the others keep on saying, well, we just want to know where this money went, this $9,000 or whatever. We just need to know where the money is and where and is it going to be put back? We need the money put back in this, that, and the third.
I'm glad you. I'm glad. Go ahead. What else?
And our attorney got up.
You stop.
Our attorney got up and he said, "Well, first of all,
It sounds just like that, man.
there's not an issue. There's not an issue with showing you the
Yeah, the
money.
money. Mhm.
The money is small. It's a simple thing in this case. That's not the big thing. And if you want the money put back, it'll be put back." The judge said, "That's all I want."
That money was never spent.
It was never
That
spent.
money was taken on purpose to
Mhm.
keep them from getting their hands on it. And since then, we have not been giving them our money.
Mhm.
because of they have proved to us over and over again that they don't care for us. They have proved to us over and over again. Somebody, Orlando Evans. I wouldn't call that Negro no pastor. He is a greedy fool.
That's
Yes,
somebody
he
who
is.
grew up with us.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Mhm.
And one of Earl Carter went and made a video about Elder Van Johnson and Mother Ruthie Warren calling them thieves. Well, let me tell you something. Elder Van Johnson ain't stole nothing.
Like, he don't need the money. Ruthie,
And Mother Warren,
missionary
Missionary Warren,
Warren,
she didn't either.
she don't need the money.
We hid the money
Come
so that they wouldn't take it because every time we put it in, they would take it.
on. Mhm.
Tangela
Now,
go down there
like I
by
say,
herself.
you can show us stuff as a whole.
What's going on, Derek?
You can show us, you know what I'm saying, as a whole, as a body, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that 200 plus thousands
$1,000.
of dollars? Where did it go?
And where to go? And then not only that, because that's the only thing that we know of. Where's that money that was coming in through the electronic giving, through the
Exactly.
Givelify
Mhm.
and Cash App?
That's something
Where was
different.
that money going? That
Mhm.
was totally different from the 200,000 that was in the bank that you had that
Mhm.
you pretended like you didn't. So Derek, I mean,
You just
Derek down there, Randolph, tell me this: if I die, right,
Mhm.
and I leave money,
Mhm.
and you take over the money from me,
Mhm.
tell me what's the first thing you're gonna do? He said, well, Marcus got a bank
No, I
account
already
and he
know.
left that for me.
You're gonna look at them now.
Who gonna look at
How much money is it?
who doesn't look at and knowing that the account was for the church,
Mm-hmm.
you can't tell me, Kendall, what's going on? What's going on, bro? You can't tell me that when somebody dies, you're not gonna look in the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when my mama died, my daddy knew what she had. They had their joint account with my
They had
mama.
it on separate. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
He went straight to look. She had some dollars up in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can't tell me nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
No fool would a fool would look at the bank account.
Exactly. Then you sitting there talking about you didn't know how much was in there. I mean, how much?
That's right.
How much? Did you put your name on the
Oh,
account? You put
now
your name on the account.
put your name and you sign it. And when the attorney grilled him, he got mad.
Oh, he started flipping out that day.
He really showed
Mhm.
himself.
Yep. And that's what we were just talking about, actually, how that's the relief that they're seeking to keep us off of New Life
And the judge
property.
denied
And
it.
he denied it.
He denied it. He denied it. He denied it.
Crazy.
Listen, check this out here. Hey, God bless you, my frontline leaders. Hey,
God
Pastor,
bless.
what's
God
up?
bless.
What's up?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Killer Brown, what's going on, brother? What's going
Mhm.
on? What's up, fella? I'm good. Things are going good, my brother.
Mhm.
Things are going good. Hey, yes, the judge
He
is
is
not
not. He
stupid.
is not.
He is
He
not
is not.
stupid, and he's also not an unjust judge either.
That's right.
Saying that part too, because that judge told us, he spent time in ministry. He was on the deacon board. He was on the
Trusty
the
board
trustee
member.
board, the evangelist board. Hey, Sister Linky, we
Mhm.
love you. We love you. He was on the ministry, the missionary board. He was on
Mhm.
Home and Foreign Mission. This judge is well versed in,
He's a
and
Christian
even on the
man.
finance. He said he was.
Exactly.
He said, "Oh, I was on that."
He said, I hated being on the finance, being a part of the finance committee. He
Y'all,
hated
this thing ain't just isn't not just in a black church. This is the business of church, period.
it.
And people, and that's why the judge, he knows exactly what is going on. And I know that when the court first started, a little people were, they were a little bit frazzled, they were a little bit disturbed. And let me tell y'all something. Don't get your emotions involved if you go to a court, one of the court hearings, if you have to go to anything and you hear Odessa McMillan talk, Odessa Joyner
Join.
talking loud, that don't mean nothing.
You know, I was telling somebody that earlier. Usually, the loudest man in the room or loudest woman in the room is the weakest
The weakest
in the
link.
room.
That's
So
right.
you can't let that mark.
That's
It's a
right.
lot of mark, no bite behind it.
That's right. Y'all don't have to worry. Let me tell you why Attorney Mike and Attorney Benjamin are so calm when they talk, because they know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do they know what they're talking about, they know that this case it is a winnable case.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Dennis and them are very desperate. Now I don't know what's going to happen because the judge did order a way that the finances now have to be accounted for,
Mhm.
and only necessary bills are supposed to be paid.
Lights, water, insurances, maybe they put
The
in the
necessity, yep,
lawn care, that type of thing.
insurance, all that kind of stuff. That's what we needed, Sister Ashley. We needed bills to be on a ledger. So we exactly what you need a monthly bill. I get a bill from Duke Energy every month.
Mhm.
I get a bill from Frontier Net every month. I get a bill from Toho Water every month. My insurance bill, you get bills for your usage.
Mhm.
So somebody come and tell you, I got to pay this, I got to pay that. Show me the bill first.
And that's like I said earlier on in this conversation. That's what our attorney requested. First of all, Judge, if we're going to be putting all our monies in one central location, first things first, there needs to be an itemized breakdown
That's right.
as to what is the bill.
That's
They
right.
said, listen, y'all do that. And then when it comes down to the salaries and anything else of that nature, listen, send it to this mediator. If y'all can't agree
Y'all can't
to
agree.
pay a
That's
salary
right.
or whatever, then I'll deal with it.
That's right.
But I'm requesting that all the money go into one place.
One place.
And that's everything.
That's right.
That's not just
Two
tithe.
signators in order to withdraw money.
Exactly. And that's
Two.
not just tithe. Now keep that in mind.
That's right.
Anybody
That's
from that
every
section
money.
that's listening, that's also the tenth money.
That's right. The tenant money. That means the schools and the churches
And
and
everything else that's going on.
everything else. Whether y'all
Funerals,
funerals, anything.
all
Anybody
is
that's
supposed to
renting
go
the church,
into
it's supposed to go
one
into
place.
one place. And it's not supposed to be used to pay any attorneys. Tell them to go get a JOB.
Mhm.
Don't use the church money to pay your attorney bills. Go get you a job.
Mm.
That's what you need to do.
It's funny, man. That's one of the first, like I said, just thinking about the case. That was one of the first things that Justice Jones was saying. 'Cause Attorney
Attorney
Benjamin,
Benjamin.
she said, listen, why don't we have an accountant? They don't have any. We object. They don't have any standings.
We got all the standing in the world.
They don't have any standings to request an accounting.
This is our standing right here. This is our standing right here.
They
These
don't have
bylaws. That's
any
our
standings to know about the financial
because
situation.
everything's supposed to belong to Dennis. It's not his church. This is we the people. We the people.
Mhm.
We the people who are members of this church who come here. And I want to say that because I don't want any of you mothers, Mother Griffin, Mother Graham, Mother Callahan, Mother Warren, none of these senior mothers that are members of this church. I do not want you all. The dance school, that's right, the dance school
Mhm.
pay rent, all that
All
money
that
that
money.
got to
That's
come
right.
in.
Mhm.
All of it. All of it. I don't want any of y'all to think that uh, don't be concerned about what Dennis wants.
Mhm.
It's not about what he wants. The Lord told me, and I spoke to
This
Minister Carter
last week.
last week. I said, the Lord told me it's not by might and it's not by power, but it's by my
My
spirit.
spirit.
And he also dropped into my spirit. We don't trust in horses and chariots. That's that technology, that's that power, and it's
Money.
talking about that money,
Mhm.
all of that stuff. Those are things that he has. But the Lord already told me that doesn't matter.
Mhm.
That does not matter because it's not by any of those things. God has to be the one to let those things come in anyway.
Mhm.
And if he dry up the brook of Kidron, then what
Mm.
you gonna do? What you gonna do when the brook goes dry? Because God can stop all of that in a life, a blink of an eye, a lifetime can change.
Mhm.
Anything can happen. So you trusting in that stuff, but you're not trusting in God. We, New Life, have to continue to trust in God. When you don't have hidden motives, you conduct your business in an orderly fashion with integrity and accountability at the forefront. That's
That's right.
absolutely correct.
Right.
And that is not being done. That lady said, Tangela said that Mother Warren had no integrity.
Mhm.
Mother Warren has no
That's
integrity?
crazy.
And you lie like you got venom dripping off your lips like a doggone cobra.
I was just telling somebody just last night. One's integrity and character and really on display when under pressure.
Yes, sir.
That's when your integrity matters most.
That's right.
That's when your character matters. That's what really shows who you are.
That's right.
You know, and Bishop would say it this way: a good saint ain't like is just like a tea bag.
Mm.
He ain't worth much until a little hot water hit him.
Yeah. Ah,
That's when you gonna see
woo!
what really is.
What's inside?
Mhm,
Yeah, I
mhm,
like that, y'all.
mhm.
You know what? I have to commend. I have to commend Vanjie because they didn't want Vanjie to come in because she has a strong personality. But you know what? I understand that she was challenged and she held her space and she did. Vanjie, thank you, sister. But you know why? Because there's a lot at stake.
Mhm.
There's a lot at stake, and we have to understand and know the importance of what's at stake. Let them talk.
Mhm.
Let Vanjie run her mouth. Let Messi run his too.
And
I, I, I mean, sorry. Let Tangela run her mouth and let Messi run his too. Let them do it.
mhm,
Let them do it. It's all good. Y'all, we have not lost.
mhm.
We have not lost.
Listen, as a matter of fact, it's still in the judge's final order as of February the 3rd.
That's right.
We're gonna have an election, February the 3rd, 2024.
That's right. The election goes on. And that appeal might not take place for 4, 5, maybe 6 months. Who knows?
Exactly.
Who knows? And when the appeal goes forward,
Mhm.
y'all, let me tell y'all something about appeals. Appeals are normally turned down. You know why? Because the appellate court normally respects the
The
decision
original.
of the original judge. That's all this is. So that's another whole bunch of money that's being wasted.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going to happen regarding how they're going to continue to be paid. I don't know what's going to happen regarding how Odysseus and Herb are going to be paid. They have been paid significantly well in these last 7, 8, 9 months,
You can't do it with the church.
but they can't do it with the church money.
Mhm.
It's done. I'm sure they got a good lump sum. They're gonna have Merry Christmas. You're gonna buy a whole bunch of good weed. I need to turn you on to somebody that can give you some real good weed. So them mop heads you be wearing will be
Oh
looking
my
crazy.
God.
I'm gonna show the video of the first court appearance that we had, ladies and gentlemen, so that you all can see some things. It was the very first court appearance, and it was virtual.
Mm.
So, and I please pray for me. Pray for me, Ashana. Pray for me. Pray for me. I need prayer. I be clowning sometimes, but I'm dead serious.
Mhm.
Y'all, don't be afraid. Don't be concerned. Don't be worried. It is all well.
So
It's
we're in
all
good. We're in
well.
a good position.
We're in a great position.
Mhm.
We're in a great position. February, remember, February 3rd, 2024, period.
Mhm.
Period, ladies and gentlemen. That is the vote. So we gotta go because I gotta ride back to the point to the Polk County, and I got some things to do. But listen, I love y'all, and we're gonna pray real quick. We're gonna do a real quick prayer, and we're gonna get up out of here. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you. We thank you for the opportunity to be able to share with your people. Father, thank you so much for giving us a portion of faith. Now we're going to stretch out on that faith because we believe in you. We believe that these things are already done. When you told me that it's not by might, it's not by power, but by your spirit, you spoke that, you dropped that into my spirit, and I believe it. I believe it. You told me not to trust in horses and chariots. I believe that, God, and I won't. And neither will your people. And Father, I believe that you have given Minister Carter and I the opportunity to sit here to speak to your people, to encourage them, to let them know that everything is going to be all right. Not to worry, not to fret. Don't be afraid of hearing things. Don't let it consume you. Trust in God, trust in the word of God. Read his word, meditate on it, pray on it, and believe it. God will not bless anything that he does not recognize. God will not bless anything that he does not acknowledge. So you saints, in all your ways, acknowledge him and let him direct your path. We're going to leave y'all tonight, but we don't want to leave the presence of God. We pray that he be with you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, we out. We're going to end this. No music tonight. We got to go. Peace out. Love y'all.